Hi, Dr. B here, and today I'm going to talk about how to be mentally strong. I mean, this is our brand. We talk about this all the time, but I have actually created the Mentally Strong Method, which is a cognitive behavioral formula that you can learn to be mentally strong. I'm Cristi Bundukamara, psychiatric nurse practitioner with over 20 years of clinical experience, and I want you to learn the Mentally Strong Method. We have a course called Mentally Stronger Together because we want you to find people to do this with, but this is the entryway into learning the Mentally Strong Method by yourself. So what is the Mentally Strong Method? I talk about cognitive behavioral. What is that? We use it a lot in the professional sense, but we all should be doing this with ourselves, right? Cognitive is your thinking, affects your behavior and your choices. And so that's what this method does for you. And there's 4 elements, but there's 3 parts to having a mentally strong brain. 1, we can think through things, right? A lot of times when we're thinking, what we're really doing is what we call ruminating. And we're just kind of going all over the place, or we're allowing our thinking to affect everything. For example, if you have experienced trauma and you haven't processed that and organized it, you might be thinking about it in its relation to everything in life, and it's actually mentally draining for you, and it becomes very difficult to organize your brain, right? So the first part of the Mentally Strong Method is thinking. We've got to learn how to think, make connections in order to move forward, right? The second part is organize. Do you really feel like you have an organized brain? If I asked you today, is your brain organized? Many of us would say no, not, at least not when I'm upset or not when I'm going through things, right? So we learn to think, make appropriate connections, then we learn to organize that. And then once it's organized, then we can make those proper choices. It's really hard. I mean, a lot of self-help and positive thinking and positive psychology always says, you just make good choices and positive things will happen. That is true to an extent. But if you haven't learned how to think and organize what's going on in your brain, it's going to be very difficult to choose those positive things. So the Mentally Strong Method is a very distinct way to teach yourself to think, organize, and choose. And it's a process. It's about 4 elements. But I can now do it in my head as I get upset about something. I can think, organize, make a quick choice. I might have to sit down and really process some things later, but I can keep that brain organized. So I believe that we can all be mentally strong, but it's a journey. You learn the method today, get on the journey, and let's kind of change the way we talk about our mental health. And let's learn to think, organize, and choose, because you are mentally strong.